Hey guys, Jay Cook here. Another little quick video. I'm not going to try to take too much time with this one. I just want to share some information that I found and some pictures and little things that I found interesting. This here was posted on February 7th, 2011. It's Attorney Center, all about attorney information. What it says in here, I'm not going to read all of it. Under Rex 84, Readiness Exercise 84, if there were to be another so-called disaster such as 9/11, martial law will be declared and soldiers will round up U.S. citizens and be sent to the Fema camps. Now I'm going to show you these camps that I'm talking about here in just a couple of seconds. Most of these facilities have gigantic ovens at these camps, and that kind of sparked my mind, like, why? I mean, it's just something to think about. Why would they need gigantic ovens at these camps? These camps are for people that are refugees from a disaster. They have nowhere else to go. They're there for FEMA to give them shelter, food, water, a place to sleep, and basically all the necessities that a person needs to survive until they can return home. They wouldn't need any of these camps or gigantic ovens. Also, they wouldn't need barbed wire fences that are pointing inward to keep all the people in. It's not a prison. All these people that are going to go to these camps, if a huge disaster takes place, we're not prisoners. We're disaster refugees waiting to return home. We have nowhere else to go, and we rely on the government to provide said place to sustain life until we can return home. And it just goes on and on and on about the economy crashing and how we'll be using Amero, and Mexico and Canada will merge into the NAU, the North American Union. But I want to show you this little map right here. And, oops, sorry. Just to let you know that there is over 800 FEMA camps in the United States alone. Now, there's probably more than this, and there might be less than this, but these are what I've found so far. And I'm going to show you an example of what I found so you can see just what these are talking about. And most FEMA camps that are talking about here, especially if the martial law is implemented, all these FEMA camps have railroad tracks coming in and going out to each one of these facilities, so they can bring massive, massive people in to these facilities from wherever. Now, why would they need all of this if they're just bringing disaster refugees to a safe place until they can return home? They wouldn't need all these extra barbed wire fences and ovens and gates and armed guards and train tracks coming in and out. It's just all a little too fishy, guys. I mean, it's just something to think about. You know, you can do research on your own, and there's a lot of information out there. So it's something to think about why they would do all this stuff. And about the FEMA coffins, people don't think, that they've got them stockpiled. Well, I was looking around. I found one site in Georgia, and I actually drove down there because I'm not too far. And lo and behold, that's where they're at. That's just one of the sites. And they're stacked and stacked and stacked and stacked. Thousands upon hundreds of thousands of these black coffins stacked everywhere. Now, think to yourself, why would they need all of these coffins? They're definitely not for Japan. they're not using them for over there, because there's, you know, a bunch of people over there that are still missing, and they haven't sent a single one over there, or even to the other places like Christchurch or, you know, any other disaster area that has lost lives. None of these have been sent there. That raises a question. Why? So that's just something to ask yourself. Now, this was also in Indiana, and I'm going to show you just how close all of this stuff is. And it's just all too close for me. These here, I mean, you can kind of see them a little bit. There's dozens and dozens of all these brand new underground bunkers. And there's also a runway right in the center of all these bunkers. And there's at least right here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and it goes on and on and on over here. So just right in this little tiny area in this picture, there's 23 of them. Underground bunkers, okay? Now, when I was talking about FEMA camps, guys, this right here is a very good prime example. And I was looking at it, and it just looked a little too odd for me. It's got the railroad tracks coming in, just like this, all along the side of each and every single one of these. There's all railroad tracks leading in and out. And there's a huge fence along this entire border with a huge gate right here that has a nice little guard shack right there. Now, if this was a FEMA camp, why? Ask yourself, why would they need all these fences? Why would they need all these train tracks? Why would they need such a high security right here? You know, people are going there to survive before they can go home, not to be imprisoned. To me, this is imprisonment. This is concentration camps. This is what, you know, Hitler did, you know, back in the day. But I thought it was kind of odd and kind of funny that when you click on this itty-bitty little picture right here that explains what this is, and from what the picture shows and from what this shows are two different, completely different things. It doesn't show any of these buildings looking like this, no train tracks whatsoever, and it claims that it's a ammunition storage facility. Each one of these is an ammunition storage facility. I don't know, but that just, to me, that's not an ammunition storage facility. A storage facility would be some huge warehouse, you know, that was, you know, heavily guarded, kind of like this is, but it would be a gigantic facility or some sort of, you know, warehouse, not these little tiny houses all in a row everywhere with train tracks coming in and out. So that's just something else to, you know, think about. Now here's a different view of it. Now here's the FEMA camps right here. Okay, I want to show you how closely related all this stuff is, and I'm going to show you a different picture because I got some more stuff in this area alone, and this is in Indiana. Right here in the center is absolutely nothing. You go a little bit further over here, and there's some more bunkers. Now these are older, you know, probably back from one of the other wars, and they look older, but there's still tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of them there, right across from the FEMA camps. And what's right across from it? That's where they're making the FEMA coffins. Right there, all on the same road. Okay. Strange? It gets worse. And this is also in the same vicinity. this, I have no clue what it was. It baffled my mind, and it struck a nerve, and it stood out. Like, it was just odd, and I couldn't tell what it was. Maybe somebody else, can explain more about what this is, but you can already tell that, there really isn't anybody here. So it's not an open facility. It's not something, a manufacturing place or a prison or anything like that, because there'd be more cars here. And there'd be a, higher gate or something like here, and there'd be more fences and gates all around. But it's just, it's kind of odd, that this facility is here, and there's a fence that goes right along this area, and it's got all these weird looking, spots, and you can tell that a lot of this actually goes into the ground. Like right here, there's something down in here that goes into the ground, and it looks like these right here are walkways, pathways. So I don't know, maybe somebody that's down there can explain it, but I just thought it was kind of odd to be in this, location so close. And I'm going to get to, here we go. Now, this is the entire area that I was talking about, okay? Look how close together in this one itty-bitty area all these little tiny things are. Like, you got the large-scale bunkers over here. You got a test fire pit not too far away. You got some more bunkers over here, or some sort of prison or something I can't explain, which is that last photo that I showed you. Now here's the FEMA. Here's the concentration camp right here, along with those other bunkers and the FEMA coffin facility right next to it. And I've looked over here, and there's some different facilities, or used to be facilities, around in here, and I wasn't too sure about what they were. So, and there's one little thing over here, and I've got a blown up picture of it, but it says it's the Kingsbury State Fish and Wildlife Area. Okay, keep that in mind. But this little old possible site right here is actually this right here. Now this would look like, more of kind of like a storage or something, but it looks very, very similar to that FEMA camp that I just showed you. All these things are right in a row, all these houses all right in a row. And, it looks like some of them are, pretty well run down, and some are being torn down. So maybe this was, an old site at one time, and now they've upgraded to the new site, because that new site over there looks pretty brand new, with those nice new train tracks coming in, and the cut grass that's there. So now back to this little guy right here that I've thought was kind of interesting. Now, for all of you conspiracy theorist people out there thinking about the Illuminati and their symbols and all this other stuff, take one look at this real quick. And it says the Kingsbury State Fish and Wildlife Area. There is no water here whatsoever. It's green. It's grass. And look at this. Check this out. There is a triangle right there. And it's a half pyramid, because you can see it's cut off, just like on the dollar bill. I mean, it's almost identical to that. That just kind of struck me as kind of funny, And here it is again, and it's pointing. If you can see it, it's actually pointing in the direction of all these things. So kind of like it's an aerial map. But I just want to show you this to you guys. I'm running out of time. I'm about to hit my 15-minute mark. So this is just something I wanted to show you guys and stuff to think about. Look forward to my next videos, guys. Thanks.